So, let's say, for example, I wanted to get a little bit more weight bearing on the elbow. Okay? So we're going to make sure the patient's in neutral. We're going to go to forward lean. Okay? And come back. Get the arm a little closer. Come up this way, and we're going to go to forward lean. If you want to get a little bit more on the elbow, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take my arm. Okay, come this way. That way. Good. Forward weight shift. Good. So I'm going to take my elbow here, and guess what I'm going to do here when we do forward lean? Actually, let me see. I might have to do it this way. Yeah, I don't have to do it this way. All right, let me show you scapula first. I don't even think this is how I do it. You feel that now?
Yeah.
Let's do scapula first because you can hold on to the scapula one. You feel that?
Yeah.
So that's definitely more weight bearing. All right, let's do scapula first. All right, so the first thing you want to do, and I'll show you how to incorporate the scapula in the weight bearing, because let's say your patient's shoulder is downwardly rotated. Do you really want to do weight bearing with the shoulder downwardly rotated? No. We want to get the shoulder what? In neutral, or if it's protracted, we want to get retraction. And we want to do the weight bearing in that position. So there's two types of patients that you will see. Most of the time what I see is that the shoulder girdle is flaccid, depending on the stage of stroke recovery they're in, by the way. But if you're getting them 2 months post-injury, then they're going to be flaccid, okay? But it depends on if they're in spasticity or plasticity. But regardless, if the scapula is hypermobile, what do you mean by hypermobile? It's really flaccid, it just moves all directions, okay? So if it's hypermobile, then that's very simple for you to do. Well, all you have to do is take the scapula and what? Hold it in what? Hold it in retraction or in the neutral position. Retraction, slight upward rotation. And then when you do the forward lean, then you're going to do what?
You're going to hold it.
You're going to hold that in position while you do the what? While you do the weight bearing. And I can weight bear this way, right? And now she's going to reach to my left. Good. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Reach to my left. Good. I'm holding the what?
Scapula.
Now, in NDT, one of the key points of control is the scapula. Can I control her weight shifting with the scapula? Absolutely I can. Because when I'm holding that scapula, I hold everything together here, and now I'm going to give her the cue to forward what? To forward lean. Okay? So if the scapula is protracted, downwardly rotated, what I would do is do retraction, slight upward rotation, hold that position, and now do the weight bearing with the scapula in that position. Okay, that you're going to get better co-contraction throughout the upper limb if the scapula is in a more neutral position during the weight bear than if it's protracted and downwardly rotated. Does that make sense? To have someone with a sagging scapula weight bear in that sag doesn't make too much sense. So you're really going to have to put the scapula in position. Okay. Now, what do you do, right? So I have a lady now. She's tight. Her pecs are tight, right? The pec minor's tight, and the what do you call that? The sternal, the clavicular head of pectoralis major's tight. Okay. So she's tight up here. Okay. So how do we mobilize that? So I'm going to teach you how to mobilize that. Now, I could just grab her scapula and what? I could lay her on the mat, or I could grab her and crank, right? I could try to push that what? Back. Would I be stretching this? Yes. But there's an easier way to do it. So instead of trying to stretch the scapula away from the trunk, I'm going to hold the scapula and turn the trunk away from it. Okay? So, I will show you. What we're going to do is we're going to mobilize the scapula into what? Retraction. Okay? So she's what? Protracted, yes? So I'm going to grab her scapula. I'm just going to hold it here. And now what I want you to do, Megan, turn your body away. Not your head, but turn your, right, you have to be, right, turn your body away from me. Keep going, keep going. Great. Keep going, keep going. And what happens? What's that? Now, did I move her into retraction?
No.
No. What happened?
Herself.
We're using her own body rotation to pull her trunk away from her scapula. And I'm stretching. Where do you feel the stretch, Megan? Feels good though, right?
Yeah.
Does it really?
Does that make sense? If the patient is in retraction, right? So she's stuck in retraction, right? Like the right hand behind the head, right? She's stuck in scapular what? Scapular retraction. I'm gonna hold her scapula. Don't let that scapula move. And okay, Megan, what I want you to do is turn your body towards me. Great. What happened to the scapula? It moved into protraction. Did I move her into protraction? No. I just had her turn what?
Turn towards you.
Turn towards you. Where do you feel that? Well, you're not
On the other side.
what? You feel it back here,
Yeah.
right? But you probably don't feel as much because your posture is a little bit like that sometimes. You need to work on
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Stick out your chest and stand like a man. Okay. Okay.
It looks like you're doing it for attention.
What's that?
I know.
All right.
You're doing it for attention.
Let's do. We got two more to do, right? We got to mobilize. Let's say you have a patient who's stuck in downward rotation. Okay? They're stuck in downward rotation. So we want to